Hey y'all, it's me, Linda, and your treasure, coming to you today on this Sunday, April 28th, 2013. So I wanted to tell you all a little bit of what I've been reading, because I do get some reading in. I do lots of reading for my studies and for work, and since they are really related, I get a payoff, immediate payoff, and that's a good thing. But I have been wanting to read, I like to read the classics. I told you all that. I'm not really a fan of modern novels and stuff. I prefer not to read fiction, especially modern fiction. That's just my preference. But I like the classics because I think there are layers and layers in the stories, and I like the motifs, themes, symbolism, and all of and I just appreciate, I don't know, I just kind of like the classics. And another thing is, I like to just go back and to revisit the text and see what I did not understand when I was in high school or in college, or when I was younger and when I read them. So I'm rereading Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but this one I got with some notes, the Essential Frankenstein. So it's annotated with notes all the way through that give you background information on the characters, the plot, and different aspects of the setting and things mentioned. And I like that. I just really like to get the full spectrum of the story. What drove the author's development of a particular character, or of a problem in the plot, or of some aspect of the story. I just love to get behind, the scenes, and get the subtext of it. So this is helping me to do that. So I've only read I guess this is the preface, this is the introduction, and I've skimmed through, but I'm going to read this. This is not going to be a skim through job. This is going to be a complete read. And so I'll probably, it's due back to the library on May 10th. I'll have it done by then. But if I like it, excuse me, I've got a strawberry seed on my tongue. One thing I must say that I do when I read, and this is a reading strategy that it lends itself to appreciating the aesthetics of the text. That means it's something about how it's written, the language used, the word choice, or the imagery, or something that makes me just want to savor it and stay right there in that place and reread that and just dwell there for a moment and not just rush through. And so that is a higher level, in the scope of reading, in the scope of the exercise of reading. Appreciating the aesthetics is one of the higher level skills that people who read way more than me probably are able to employ without lingering so long. But I just love, when I read The Three Musketeers, and when I read The Count of Monte Cristo, especially when I read that one, I just savored that book. And when I read The Emperor of Ocean Park by Stephen L. Carter, I savored that one. That book was just, I remember that. I read that 10 years ago for the first time, and those characters just popped off the page and were so believable, and the problem that the main character faced so I don't know. But anyway, okay. That was a long side note. Okay, so I'm reading Frankenstein, the definitive annotated edition of Mary Shelley's classic novel. And this is going to get me deep into the subtext of the text. Okay, so for class, I have been reading Ellen Keene's book about, this is like a professional development type book for teachers of literacy. teachers, but really it's for any content area teacher who wants to develop stronger literacy techniques to help students to be more engaged in the reading of their content and to come away from the reading with a better understanding of the content and a better appreciation of the content, a stronger voice where they're able to discuss the content accurately and in depth, and then write about it. And this is an outstanding book. It comes with the DVD, and where is the DVD? Here it is. And then the DVD models for the teacher how to do each of these types of strategies. Well, not all of them. I think she outlined 7, or a few, I should say. But this is an excellent source for parents who are homeschooling, or parents who just want to be able to engage more fully in their text where their students are reading for enjoyment, or, helping your student to think about what they're reading and be able to express it completely and accurately, and to delve into the text. So, yeah, I have been using this for my class, and so I've used it immediately. I've gotten payoff with my students, so, yeah. Now, the third book that I'm reading is the Bible. I am not reading the Bible enough, but I am reading the Bible. Today I was reading Genesis 50:20, and that was just a scripture that came to my remembrance today. I was doing something online with my task, and I came across that scripture, and it just really kind of popped off the page, and I was like, dag, that's, and it's the scripture that talks about the devil meant harm for you, but God took that and turned it for your good. Let me read it to you. It's Genesis 50, and where are my glasses? Over there. Genesis 50:20. It says, "But as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, in order to bring it about as it is this day, to save many people alive." And this version that I'm reading this is not the King James. This is the New King James, this one. And then my other Bible that I bought for my youngest daughter when she was like a teenager, maybe older than 12. The Extreme Teen Bible. I like to use this one. I think this one is NIV. And yeah, this is New King James also. But it has little notes in the margins and little clips. So I keep it here because I refer to it a lot. And yeah, she didn't take it with her, so you know how that is. And then this book, I have not been sitting down to read it, but I skimmed this. This is the Bible Redemption Pattern and Numeric Map. And this particular book is written by a man who has an interest in like computer language. And I don't know anything about that, like the code of computer language. So he applied some of his engineering background to take all of the punctuation, all of the chapter demarcations out of the Bible, and then he made some kind of program and ran the Bible through this program to figure out if numbers and chapters and different demarcations in the Bible have significance. I hope that made sense. I mean, I'm trying to explain it because it's kind of far-fetched, but like he says that the Bible has 31,102 verses, and he says the middle verse of the Bible's 31,102 verses is found in Psalms 103:2, and he is saying that the Bible has numerical meaning and significance, and it has a subtext in the way that it is put together, and that is put together in the way that it is because of the importance of the subtext, the numbers, and where the quotes lie and where the verses lie in context with the other verses and stuff. So yeah, and I made a bunch of notes in here, and like he talks about, he identifies like the redemption pattern is reflected in the Bible from Genesis to Kings, and then he identifies like what each of these books represents or what they mean. Exodus, the second book, refers to a deliverer or redeemer from bondage. Leviticus, the third book, refers to the law, which reveals God's righteousness and purity. Numbers is the fourth, and it refers to the broken man wandering in the wilderness. Deuteronomy is the fifth book, and it refers to rules and regulations for the life in the promised land, as well as blessings and curses for obedience and disobedience. And he goes on and on and on. And so I intend to spend time really getting into this so that I can come away with the deeper. This is not like a Bible code. This is not skipping. It's not number skipping. It's not any of that, looking for like your name in the Bible or anything like that. This is more, he says, is to discover the Bible's built-in concordance and DNA-like intersecting numbers and how they point to God's plan of redemption. That's how he looks at it. The 1000 chapter is John 3:16, and the number 1000 has a significance. The 24,000 verse is Matthew 24:42. Be on the alert. You do not know the day nor the hour. And so, yeah, I think it's worth reading. So I will read it. I intend this will be a summer read. Yeah. So in summer for me, I'm speaking like summer session starts like next week. So that's summer read to me. So, alrighty, I just wanted to give you all an update. Thank you for watching. Be blessed. Love you. Bye.